Good afternoon, Toastmasters. I have a confession to make. You will not see a 26.2 sticker on my car. Nor will you see a 13.1 proudly displayed. On a good day, I could probably post a 1.3 for the distance I can run. However, that does not mean I dismiss the benefits of healthy activity and exercise. Moderation and balance have always appealed to me. The discipline of routine and restriction, not so much. But I'm moving in that direction. At my age, I have to. Today, I hope to highlight the benefits of moderate physical activity and highlight the 3 types that we all need for our bodies. According to U.S. News and Reports, Health Edition, one of the most important things people can do for their health is to engage in regular physical activity. A life that includes exercise is one with less likelihood of serious physical and mental ailments. Studies show that people who stay physically active enjoy a higher quality of overall life than those with a sedentary lifestyle. Those physical benefits include improved cardiovascular health, reduced risk of many cancers, reduced risk of illnesses such as diabetes, more efficient metabolism, higher levels of high-density lipoproteins or good cholesterol, which is important, and a quicker recovery from illness, injury, and surgeries. I feel fortunate to have 2 very clear examples in my life of what this looks like and what it means in the long run. I've drawn some charts up on the board. First, I'm going to talk about my grandma. This is going to be my grandma's chart. Grandma B, my dad's mom. She was always the picture of health. Very moderate, very disciplined in what she ate, and she was an avid golfer. She passed away just shy of 97, and she was, more important than that, she was physically healthy and mentally alert until really 6 months or so before she passed away. And her chart would look something like this. At about the halfway mark, which I'm a little beyond the halfway mark, but on the halfway mark, she held steady until the end, and she had a sharp decline, and she was gone. She had a good life. My dad is my second example, and I just have such a kindred spirit with my dad. I just spent a week with him at the beach, and he's 86 and still wants to play in the water. I love it. My dad always thought of as healthy. I've always bragged about my dad so healthy until I was in the emergency room with him one day, listening to him provide the physician with all his health history, which I knew. I knew all these things. But to listen to it in a list, I was like, wow. He had a carotid artery that was 98% blocked. That was over 20 years ago. 2 knee replacements, a 4-way bypass, pancreatic cancer, back surgery. I'm like, wow, maybe my dad's not so healthy. Maybe his secret is he fights his way back. So I've given him this nickname, the comeback kid. And I would say for my dad, his chart would look something like this. He held pretty steady until his 60s, then he had a dip, but he fought his way back. Then he had another dip, and so on. I know I'm beyond my 90, but he's kind of got a line like this. And I think he'll take after his mom in that case. You see, I don't think my dad inherited very healthy genes. His own father passed away of a massive heart attack in his 50s. But my dad has always made the adjustments with his dietary choices. When the physicians say, hey, you got to cut out peanut butter, he's done pretty well on that. And he's just a model of regimen. If you say you need to do 10 exercises 5 times a day, he does 11. And he fights his way back. I really admire that and look up to that. This brings me to the third chart, which unfortunately is most Americans. I'll just put majority here. And I have family members that fall in this category too. And the thought is, I'm going to die early anyways. But the reality is the quality of life for years, even decades, it's a slow decline. And it's really a choice, the power of choice. We have so much power in our hands with the physical activity we choose to do and what we choose to put in our bodies. We can really choose how we age. So aging is a reality, but how you do it, that is the power of choice in a lot of instances. Now, getting back to my point, I've never been a runner. I can go back to 10 years old and I didn't like running. But exercise, there's a whole broad spectrum. Really, the sky is the limit. It's about playing, getting out and being physical. If you enjoy running, great, run. I know we have CrossFit in the room. We have people who enjoy bike riding, hiking, dancing, just getting out and playing with your kids. It's really unlimited. And what is recommended is 30 minutes a day. That's it. It doesn't have to be every day, but most of the time are you making healthy choices? I'm kind of curious why, I think most of us know that, but why so few people do it. According to the President's Council on Physical Fitness and Sports, only 3 out of 10 Americans are currently getting the recommended activity level. So to me, it's almost like a fountain of youth elixir, exercise and eating right. And so much people look for the fountain of youth, but we have that power in our hands. And it's not about physical appearance necessarily. I think that's part of the factor that discourages people. It's about your health and well-being. I have 3 types of exercise I've pulled out of a fantastic book, Younger Next Year. This is for women. I was so excited when I told this to my dad. He bought the man's edition in his 80s, and he still goes to the gym 3 times a week, which is, again, inspirational to me. But the 3 types of activity we need are aerobic activity, so think sweat. Get out there and sweat. I'm a walker, and I don't sweat too much, but it's physical activity, and that's important for us. Running, biking, things like that. Secondly, it's really important we need to strengthen our muscles. One author from this book, a quote from his book, the New York Times best-selling book, Younger Next Year, Kris writes, "Lifting weights is the single most important thing you can do to resist losing bone mass and keeping your skeletal functioning." It doesn't have to be actual lifting weights. Resistance works well. Especially for women, this is really important. And the third and final type of physical activity is flexibility and balance. As people age, the joints tend to stiffen, so it's important to incorporate movements that make your body supple and steady. Think bending and stretching. I work with a woman in a garden who's almost 70. And when I'm out there and I'm bending and stretching, I think, if she can do it, I sure better be able to do it. She's also a yoga instructor. So I know this might be a lot of information, and I'm sure I've gone over all my time. But in closing, I want to ask you to consider how you currently define health. Because the power of choice really is yours. Whether you have great genes, you're maybe not working with the best stuff, this largely is avoidable. Thank you.